Hello, Taylor from Hayes Roofing. This is Joel from JND SEO. And I'm going to show you 3 ways that you can improve your website and actually beat some of your competitors online. And I talked to Sandy earlier. She said you were the person to send this over to. So as you can see, I'm on your Facebook page. The reason why is because the link for your website, when I clicked it, it looks like it's actually not showing up right now. So there's a couple issues with it, and I'm not 100% sure. Let me actually try just to reload it. If that's more of the domain expiring, or if there's just another error there. Let's see. It doesn't look like it's the SSL certificate. All right, so I wasn't able to get this to open. I tried reloading it. So anyway, what we'll do is I'll just kind of talk about your site a little bit, and I'll use a few of your competitors to kind of show you some things that I was going to talk about. So the three topics I do want to cover today are content, citations, and backlinks. So what I'm going to do is I was going to go ahead and show you Guy Roofing's site anyway, because they're one of the top results in the area. So Guy Roofing, they're getting most of the online leads right now that are coming in. They're actually getting most of the business. So if we kind of scroll through their site, first thing is content. We're looking for about 1,500 words on the home page. That's what Google recommends. Having that much content, it really is putting a lot of information out there. And Google knows if you're putting that much information out there, you're educating people and you're going to be helping them with the topics that you'll be talking about, which obviously would have to do with roofing and other related things like that. So let's just kind of scroll through. We can see that Guy does not have 1,500 words of content on here. They might have 400 to 500 here. They have a lot of pictures, which isn't a bad thing. And you can actually save these pictures with keywords or with content behind them as well. So there could be some other content behind there, but they definitely don't have the amount that I was talking about. So that is actually one area where they would be very beatable. And that's the idea, right? If you beat them in the 3 topics that we talk about today, then you would be able to beat Guy overall. So the first thing is content. And the other reason that having a lot of content on your page is important is because the more content you have, the more keywords or keyword phrases you can put into that content. So I've just put in roofing Spartanburg, South Carolina here as an example. And this one brings in about 100 visitors search this exact keyword every single month. And they're obviously new customers because you can see there's no roofing company name attached to that. They're looking for someone. So the first thing normally you would see would be like Google guaranteed ads at the top of the page. I'm not seeing any for this search, so I think in the area no one's paying for those Google guaranteed ones. So the first thing we see is this map section, map pack, also called a GMB or a Google My Business. And this is gonna bring us actually to our second topic, which is citations. We're gonna find the top 3 of these companies here show up in this little preview window. You see Guy Roofing here, of course. And the way to get this is just citations. And that's when you get your business name, address, and phone number all listed together into a directory site. These are sites like Yelp, Yellow Pages, Home Advisor, Angie's List, GAF.com. There's just a lot of them. And so you can pick them. Obviously, you want to pick the stronger ones and pick the ones that have to do with the services that you offer. If you pick something completely unrelated, it's really not going to help you out. All right, so then after that, we get to our organic section. This is kind of like the answers to our question or what we put into Google. So we've just put in for roofing Spartanburg, South Carolina, the keyword. So the results show us the ranking. So for this keyword, number 1 goes to Greer Roofing. Number 2 goes to Guy Roofing. 3 goes to Home Advisor, which is a directory. So I want you to remember that there's 10 results per page because that's going to come back for us here. We'll talk about that again in a minute. So I took your website, even though it's not showing up right now, I did take your website anyway, and I can still look at the results and how it's kind of performing or was performing before it went down. So right now we have hayesroofingsc.com, and that's just a website. I don't see any headers on your page. If you did have headers, they would look like this up here. And that's just the way for actually on your page, and it's a way to put some more keywords in. It's also for Google to find you a little bit easier if you do have those. All right, so let's dive into the numbers, and we'll just talk quickly about the backlinks. This is our third topic. So right now you have 44 backlinks and 1 referring domain. So what that tells us, referring domains are just websites that you have links on. And since you only have 1, we can actually tell that all 44 of these links are on that one site. Now, the more sites you do have these links on, that's going to actually help you out. These sites are pointing back to you. And the more you have pointing back to you, it increases Google's trust in you. And that's represented by this UR number here, which is a 7. The higher this number is, the more keywords you'll be found for, as long as they are on your page to begin with. And it's going to help you bring in more visitors. The other thing I didn't mention about backlinks, when you click them, they go back to your site. So a great example is like a Facebook business page, like you have your Facebook page here, that might be where yours is. So your Facebook business page would be your referring domain, and where it actually has like the website on it, let's see, we can actually scroll over here, right here, that would be your actual backlink. So if I clicked that, it would bring me right to your site. All right, so we're not showing any keywords right now, and therefore, because there's no keywords, we're not showing any visitors to your site. Obviously, the site's down, but this would have reflected even before that. I don't know how long your site has been down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop over to Guy Roofing. So they have 344 referring domains, sending them back about 3,000 links back to their site. Because they have so many referring domains, 344 pointing to their site, we can see their trust is a 39, so it's a pretty high number. And they're going to have 1,400 keywords that they can be found in searches for. Because they have so many of these, that's actually bringing them over 4,000 visitors to their site per month. Now, I'll say this, numbers can be deceiving, because the first thing we're going to notice is that Guy's first keyword is roofing, and it's a national term because it's just roofing. There's no location attached to it, not even a state, so it's the whole U.S. So 50,000 people search it. The problem with this is, obviously not everyone that searches this is in South Carolina, North Carolina, wherever Guy is. I know they're in both, but they're not necessarily in the area. So they are ranked number 2, which is very impressive. And they're getting a lot of actual visitors to their site from this, but I don't know how many of those are actually helping them. Now, Google does kind of know where people are located. It always asks you if you want to put on location services. So I guess it depends how many people actually put that on and how many don't, to how relevant these are going to be. So here's their name, though, Guy Roofing, and there's a good amount of content there. I mean, a good amount of volume there because they have a couple of different branches. I'm just going to pick one. Let's go to Guy Roofing Spartanburg. We can see 70 people search that per month. They're in the first position. Now, the first position typically will capture about 20 to 37% of the total volume. So we can see that by being number 1, they're going to get 24 of the 70 visitors to their actual website. And then they also want to bring in new customers. So Roofing Spartanburg SC is going to do that. 100 people search it. That's why we use it as our example. They're number 2, so they're going to get 15 of the 100. So you can see that drops down to 15% on this one already. The more of these you are in the ranked in the top 10 for, because the top 10 is the first page, and that's where all the visitors really are, the more you start to see these numbers add up, right? And that's just going to bring you more visitors to your site. All right, so now that you guys do have, all the information, there's really 3 things we can do with it. I know you guys do work on your site, I believe, in-house, or Taylor, you work on that. So obviously, hopefully this video is helpful and it's got some tips in it for you. Obviously, if you guys weren't looking to grow or do anything with the site, you wouldn't have to do anything with it. If you guys, get a ton of word-of-mouth business and whatnot. And the third option, if you guys have any questions or want to talk anymore about anything I talked about today, feel free to reach out. I would love to have a conversation. I will give you guys a call anyway just to follow up and see if the video was helpful. Thank you for your time, though. I really appreciate it. Have a great day.